Right guys, so we're going to go into your beginner method rack pulls, okay? And basically what I mean by that is we're going to teach you how to do your rack pulls from scratch. So for your beginner level rack pulls, we're going to need ideally a box or a bench, okay? And I'll show you the both versions. Now the reason we want this box or bench is because we want to have our heels sat back against them and we want to be kicking our knees back towards the box, okay? Because when we go into our hinge position, which is basically this from our hips, we want the knees to be sat directly above the heels, loading up the hamstrings, loading up the glutes, okay? When starting with your rack pulls, we're going to want the bar above the kneecap, okay? This is the easiest way, okay? The easiest form, the easiest variation, should I say. So what we're going to do, we'll have our heels against the box like so. We're going to roll the bar in, so it's sitting above the knees. You won't have any weight, by the way, at this point because you'll be working on the technique. We're going to have our feet square. We're going to be looking at that mirror. From here, we're going to kick our hips back. So we're going to be hinging like a door. Okay, so as you open the door, opens from that hinge position. We're going to be doing the same from the hips. We're going to be sitting our knees onto the box, so kicking them back, and we should be feeling those hamstrings loading up. Okay. Now, as we go down, we want to be pushing our chest up. But as we progress with this exercise, we don't want to be elevating our chest in the air. We don't want that hyperextension. But to start off with, as we get used to the technique, I want you to push your chest up, okay, against the mirrors, the one in front of you. Kick your hips back, keep pushing your chest up, pull those abs in, and that is your setup, okay? As you become more fluent in the rack pull and your hip hinges, we will not be wanting to drive our chest up in the air, okay? You should be able to flow into a hinge position without overforcing that chest up. So again, we're going to sit those hips back like so. We're going to push that chest up. We're going to pull the bar right into the legs. The hands are going to be shoulder width. We're going to hold onto that bar. And from here, we're going to push our weight into the heels and then stand up. Coming down, we're going to roll the bar down the leg like so. Okay. We're going to kick our knees back onto the box again. And we're going to drive our hips back like so. All right. And we're going to come all the way to the rack. So again, as I went down, the bar came down the leg, like so. I kicked my knees back onto the box. I'm keeping my chest up. And I'm keeping those hands shoulder width, like so. So all we're trying to do is get used to that hinge in the first stage, okay? Hips back, chest relatively raised, keeping that back straight, loading the hamstrings, glutes, weight in the heels, like so. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you the rack pull from the knee, going deeper, which will be the stage 2. Okay, so stage 2, okay? So you might want to do stage 2 on week maybe 2, maybe week 3, depending on how well you're getting on with your rack pulls. So at this point now, we're going to be doing the rack pulls from the kneecap, okay? And this is one of the variations that I do quite a lot of. As you can see, I got rid of the box, I've now got a bench, okay? It's the exact same format. We're going to put the weight in the heels. We're going to kick our calves and knees back onto the bench. We're going to shift our hips backwards, hinging over, load up those hamstrings and glutes. We're going to roll that bar into the knees like so. We're going to keep the weight in the heels. We're going to keep that chest relatively raised, okay? And we can use the mirror to do that, okay? You want to be able to see your chest, only as we do the beginner method. And then from this position, what we're going to do is we're going to pull ourselves nice and tall. Boom. Weights on the heels. We're going to pull those abs in. From here, the bar is going to roll down the legs, down to the kneecap, down to the rack. Then we drive back up again. As we go down, we're going to shift the hips back, kicking the knees back onto the bench like so, then drive tall. We're going to keep the chest relatively raised as we come down, keeping our eyes on the mirror, during the beginner method to make sure that we're keeping our back straight. And we're going to flow with these for X amount of sets. For me, usually it's about 3 to 4 sets. So again, shift your hips back. Keep your chest relatively raised. Keep the weight in your heels. And keep those abs pulled in, okay? So that's stage 2. Once you've done that maybe for 4, 5, maybe even 6 weeks, we will go to stage 3, okay? And then we're going to lower it down to below the knee. Okay, stage 3 now with your rack pulls, okay, for the beginner method. Now, as you can see, my kneecap's here. The bar is underneath the kneecap. The next stage after this really is just going into a remaining deadlift where we bring the bar down to mid-shin with no racks. Okay, so same format, same setup. I've got rid of the bench and went back to the box. going to place my heels against the box like so. I'm going to pull the bar back, just sitting underneath the knees. From this position now, I'm going to push my chest up. I'm going to pull those abs as much as possible. I'm going to hinge from the hips, sitting the hips back over the box, keeping the legs relatively straight. Okay, kicking the knees back against the box, hands shoulder width, weight in the heels, grip the bar, and we're going to push hard into the heels, pulling the body up like so. From here, we're going to keep the chest up, hinge over, hips over, down to the rack. Again, we're going to pull our abs in, we're going to take a deep breath in, pull it up, and again down to reset. Weight in the heels, drive tall, down 1, 2, reset. Again, knees kicked back, chest elevated. Abs pulled in, raise up, down we go, reset. If at any point in any of the stages 2 and 3, you are feeling like you're not getting engagement in the hamstrings, you feel like you're arching your back, go back to stage 1 and then re-go over those techniques, okay? Again, at all times you want to be able to feel those hamstrings and glutes. If we're not, chances are we're either squatting and pushing our knees forwards or we're arching with our back, okay? Record yourself doing these videos, send them in to myself or to any of the other coaches on the team, and we will assess them and tell you what you might need to work on.